follow the light. Follow the light. I said, now follow the light.
नूर की जानिब.
光に従って Sigue la luz.
Sarilani Zua.
Folge dem Licht.
跟随光。
Ikuti Cahaya.
自历史。
دنبال کردن نور.
Follow the light.
Why did Christianity decline in the West? What is the Christian response to other faiths in the 21st century? How does the Eastern Church help to revive Christian faith in the Western pluralistic context? Welcome to the Light from the East show. It is our privilege that today we have Dr. Roberta R. King, an ethnomusicologist and a professor of intercultural communication at Fuller Theological Seminary. Welcome to the show, Dr. King.
Thank you. It's my privilege to be with you.
Dr. King, everybody have an inspiration and a call when he or she go to a field. What is your call story?
Well, I've always had a call to serve God. I've wanted to serve Him, and He made me a musician. So I always wanted to find out how we could use music to make Jesus Christ known. And there are many people who were influential in my life. When I was a young gal, there was a couple who were working in Pakistan, and they came through and would encourage me to think about how to do ethnomusicology and mission. And they actually encouraged me to start learning languages. So that piqued my interest as well. And I found God moving me towards Africa as a possibility for serving Him.
I'm reading a book here, Uncommon Sounds, edited by Dr. Roberta R. King. This book came in 2014. In this book, Dr. King, you introduce two theories. One is your communication theory, and other one musical pathways for peacemaking. How this idea came into your mind, and what is the importance of these theories for peace building process?
Thank you. Well, first of all, in communication, we realize that music is a vehicle for communicating any message. And my thought was, well, how does music help us to engage with the people we are seeking to work with and among? And so we talk about, Dr. Sweeling Tan and myself, we talk about transformative music communication. And music events provide arenas through which we can interact with one another and we can see change happening. And so transformative music communication is about a transaction taking place, and we begin to understand one another. And when we do that over multiple period of times, we're forming community, we're forming relationship, and we're finding common bonding taking place. So then that transformative music communication led into what I call musical pathways towards peace building. Now we have a lot of peace building taking place, and scholars in peace building have discovered that music and the performing arts can cut through years of an engagement and trying to help people do dialogue in a very short period of time. So I took that and looked at the different steps, which became pathways that we can engage with one another through music and the performing arts.
As you mentioned, you were a musician and you work as an ethnomusicologist in African context. How was that experience for you?
It was a wonderful time of discovery for me as the Lord took me to Africa, asking if I could be used as a musician and making Jesus Christ known. I discovered that so many peoples worldwide, music is at the core of their culture. And so I found an automatic opportunity to relate with people. They were open to me, and we started interacting via music and the performing arts.
So, Dr. King, you were the person who broke the ground for ethnomusicology in the field of cross-culture ministry. How you see ethnomusicology working in missiology?
Well, thank you, Eric. As you know, missiologists are interested in the intersection of culture as part of communicating the gospel. Well, it's a broad area that we call contextualization. And what I discovered was that music intersects in deep levels of culture and helps us dig deep into ways that we can make Jesus known in relevant ways and in ways where he's understood and followed with a deeper level of commitment and allegiance to him.
As art and music is a new discipline in the field of cross-cultural engagement, how you see and how it work in your experience and how you see its importance with the field of missiology.
Thank you. There's a certain myth, what I discovered is that there's a certain myth that music is only about entertainment. Now we know that entertainment is wonderful, and we have Bollywood films and we have lots of singing in the church. So historically, people think of music worship and worship together. And that's critical, that's important. But what we discovered, and what I've had the joy of discovering, is that music serves as a major vehicle of communication. So it's major in its witness and in interacting with society at large. And I discovered this when I first arrived in Nairobi. I had choirs walking 20 miles to have me coach them and how to sing more effectively. What's behind that? Well, music is so central. Everybody wants to be engaged in music. So what my purpose became is to show how music and the arts really function in multiple ways within our cultures, within our societies, and what that can mean for engaging cross-culturally for making Jesus Christ known and loved.
That's really fantastic work and initiating these musical pathways for peacemaking. While you engage with our Muslim neighbors through these musical pathways, how you see sacred text and tunes work together for peacemaking process?
Well, that's a wonderful thing. What we've discovered, especially in terms of sacred text, including your work with the Psalms, is that we have many things and many more things in common in terms of sacred text. We have the Gospels, and we have the Psalms. We have many things in common. We don't realize it. So we found that with music, adding a tune, it enhances the text. And it says we're in a realm of our own. And so it provides an environment, an ambiance that allows us to say, hey, this is good for us. You mean you like that too? Ah, yes. And you mean that touches you deeply? Well, yes, it touches me deeply. And we have opportunity to move from being far away from one another to coming closer and saying, I didn't realize we had this in common. And in the midst of that, we grow in relationship and build these uncommon sounds. What we thought were uncommon, we find we have something in common, and we can relate with one another. And that is a major step in doing peace building and peacemaking.
Dr. King, you are a pioneer for integrating ethnomusicology with missiology.
Yes.
What is the future of ethnomusicology in missiological discipline?
Thank you. That's a wonderful question. And I'm just thinking about what we went through as we started our research and wondering if we could use music among Muslims. And we went to Beirut, we did research there, we held consultations, and what we found was there were Orthodox Christians working with Muslim musicians and cantors and Orthodox cantors already doing this, and we just didn't know about it. And what really surprised me was that there was a wonderful Muslim leader who had founded a group called Risalat that deals with music and the arts for making the message known. And this is a Muslim group reaching out. Then when we went to Indonesia, we found Muslim musicians making songs there as well, saying, look at what we share, look at what we have in common. So there's a desire between Muslims and Christians both to work towards peace building. We haven't recognized this, nor have we recognized the critical and significant importance of music and the performing arts for coming together. And that's very exciting to me to hear about the Marrakesh Declaration showing that it's okay. And yes, you see, we're all moving that direction. We just have to take the time to work together and work more collaboratively.
As we have discussed with Dr. King today, that music has a great role in God's mission. We are also called as a musician and artist. So get ready to be a part of God's story. Dr. King, what is your final message to ethnomusicologists worldwide?
Well, what I'd like to say is I'd like to point us to Psalm 96. It's been my life psalm. And the first 3 verses, especially where it says, sing unto the Lord a new song. Sing unto the Lord all the earth. Sing unto the Lord, praise his name, proclaim his salvation day after day after day. Declare among the nations what God has done. And I'd like to encourage all of us who are musicians and artists to look at how we can join in singing unto the Lord a new song. And for me, singing the Lord a new song means singing a Lord from within where I am at, where God places me, within my own context, and in our own ways that will reach out to people with great depth.
Thank you very much, Dr. King, and God bless you.
And you too.